What's up guys, it's Kay and I am back with another video.
Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada. Them basic bitches wear that shit so I don't even bother.
So today I have something a little different for you guys. A nice little segment I want to start. It is girl talks, girl tings. Maybe in the future I'll have a name for it. Right now I'm like, let me just call it girl talk and not embarrass myself. I feel like I have like a lot of advice to give, or I'm always the person giving advice, so why not take it to YouTube, you know? I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials, and if you want more videos like this, let me know. Let's get straight into it. The first topic we have is setting up boundaries. I don't know. I've found that setting boundaries is like very important, very essential. The older I get, I'm like, I need boundaries. Like in any relationship, like it's a must. And you should be able to communicate in your relationship what you are okay with and what you're not okay with your friends, your family, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, your partner. I found in the past that I never had boundaries, and I would always wonder, I'm like, why are all my relationships and friendships just going down the drain, and why am I like going through all this stress of, you know, not getting what I should have gotten in the first place? And I honestly feel like it's because in my relationships and in my friendships, I would never speak up. Like I would literally swallow it. Like I would sit on it and just let it bug me until I had like this animosity towards people. And I'm finding that's just not okay. Like setting boundaries should be done from the jump, like 100%. It should completely be done from the jump. So first I want to get into why it's important. Honestly, why is it important to set boundaries? You know, that's a good question. It allows people to have like an equal relationship, like there's an equal playing field. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It allows you to know yourself more and to know the company that you keep. It's kind of hard to set boundaries 100%. It's hard to set boundaries. It's hard to speak up for yourself sometimes because it's easier said than done, and I'm finding that a lot as I continue and as I meet the people that I meet in my life. It's just like, how do you speak up without feeling like you're offending somebody, or how do you speak up without feeling like you're doing too much, you're giving like what you need? How do you speak up in a way where it's like what you need isn't seen as too much? I feel like boundaries shouldn't be seen as too much. They shouldn't be seen as too much, because your boundaries they deserve to be respected and they deserve to be heard. Your boundaries deserve to be heard. They deserve to be validated and understood. Boundaries help you figure out who is meant to be in your life and who is not meant to be in your life. Honestly, when you set boundaries, if they can get on that train, whoever you're with, talking to, friends with, if they can get on that train and respect your boundaries and you can respect their boundaries as well, you found the friendship of a lifetime, my friend. I'm not saying that it's hard to come by people that won't respect your boundaries. It just weeds out the good from the bad, you know? So technically, setting boundaries is a way of learning how to speak up for yourself, if you really want to get technical. If you don't set up boundaries, like I said, you're gonna be swallowing that issue and swallowing how you feel and what you believe in, your values. They're gonna be pushed to the side while you're over here trying to be loyal to this person and respecting their boundaries while they're not respecting yours. That's not the foundation for a healthy relationship at all. Not saying that I know what a healthy relationship is through and through, because you know, we're all human, we're all learning. But at the same time, it's like, if you can't respect my boundaries though, like what? But I can respect yours? That's weird. You're just limiting your success, not ultimately limiting your success. You're limiting the success of your relationship, I feel, and you're limiting the growth of your relationship, really, because you're just sitting here and you're holding all this in because you're afraid of what that person or what this individual might say. But let me tell you something. If they don't respect your boundaries, if they don't respect what you believe in, if they don't respect your values, they can kick rocks, bro. Like literally they can kick rocks. When I say setting boundaries, I mean have conversations, have a talk about your boundaries. Like you have to communicate. That's a big thing when it comes to setting boundaries and everything, you know? When I didn't set my boundaries in certain relationships, I allowed people to walk all over me. I had undying loyalty to people who didn't have loyalty to me. Absolutely none. And I'm not saying that setting boundaries will ultimately bring all this loyalty and all these good things, but it's a start in the right direction. I thought that not setting boundaries was me being a good friend. Me being a good friend because I was being a people pleaser. I was pleasing everybody. But in the end, it was just hurting me, and everybody was getting all these benefits for me, and it just left me drained of my energy because I wasn't giving to myself. I wasn't respecting my boundaries. The best advice that I could give you guys is to respect your boundaries as well. Don't beat yourself up for feeling the way you do. If you feel that way, you feel that way. Can't nobody take that from you. You get what I'm saying? Like, and if people can't recognize how you feel, and if people can't respect how you feel, get out of here. Get out. You deserve somebody who's gonna understand where you're coming from, and somebody who's gonna give you that, and somebody who's gonna respect your boundaries and respect how you feel. You deserve it, okay? Whether you think it or not. Let me tell you what's gonna happen if you don't respect your boundaries. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you don't respect your own boundaries and you allow everybody else to just walk all over you, you're gonna be so hurt in the end. You're gonna be so depressed. You're gonna be in these relationships that you're not happy in. You're gonna be unhappy with yourself because you're not being 100% with yourself or your partner or your friend. You get what I'm saying? You're just swallowing it. No, it's a no for me. How to recognize that your boundaries aren't being respected. If you had a conversation after all of that, you finally muster up the courage to be like, hey, I don't like this. I don't think that this is okay. And they're still doing the same thing. Your boundaries aren't being respected. And that's when it comes to a point of you need to figure out if you should clip the cord or if you should have another conversation. I honestly don't believe in, I believe in second chances, but like, why didn't you get it the first time? Why do I have to keep refreshing your memory? You get what I'm saying? And don't feel bad if you feel like you have to cut somebody off because they're not respecting your boundaries. If you gotta do that, you gotta do that. If you feel like that's gonna bring you more joy, if that's gonna get you to a better place within yourself and within your life, bye. Cut off the dead weight, baby. Cut it off. Because at the end of the day, you guys weren't compatible for each other, or you guys needed to learn a lesson from one another, and that's fine. They allow you to find yourself in a way. Not giving boundaries the ding ding ding, that's the key, no, but it's just like when you set boundaries with people, you'll understand who really will ride for you and who really understands you and who really truly love you and have that loyalty to you and take the time to understand what you need. And I feel like that's important on both sides, 100%. Found that I was more confident in myself, not completely in myself, but I was more comfortable with sharing what I like and what I don't like. Because before I used to be so scared, you know, and I feel like that's because I was in a box, like I wasn't being myself and I wasn't happy in my friendships and in my relationships because I was mute the entire time. If any of this is like not making sense to you guys can just comment down below and I will elaborate, and I would love to have this discussion with you guys. A whole therapy sesh. I have a question. I have a little question for you guys. Say you're too scared to set your boundaries. Say you're like, oh my god, I don't know if they'll like me after that. I don't know if it's okay. I don't know if I'm being annoying. Why would you want to keep somebody in your life who doesn't respect how you feel? So you feel like your boundaries aren't okay to be met. You feel like you're not allowed to have this. So what makes you think that they're allowed to have this? They make you feel like you're not allowed to have boundaries. They make you feel like you're not allowed to feel the way you feel about the situation. So why would you want to keep that person in your life? Are they for your highest good? Sure, they may bring you happiness, momentary joy, but how do you feel after you leave those people? How do you feel after they disrespected you for what? The umpteenth time? Even after the conversation, you still want to keep them people in your life? Why? Ask yourself why. You're not respecting your own boundaries. How do you expect other people to respect your boundaries if you don't even respect it yourself? That's another thing about boundaries. You gotta stand firm. Once you set that boundary, you set that bar, and they not meeting the bar, kick them to the curb, baby. There's no mutual respect here. So why are you keeping up with this relationship? Why are you fighting so hard for someone who doesn't respect you enough? This is why I need a script, because I lose my train of thought so quickly. Maybe I just need to be an advice channel. Would you guys tune in for that? Bound the wee, bound the wees, bound the wee, bound the wees, bound the wees, bound the wees, bound the wees. I feel like in this sense you can say you have to give respect to get respect. But when I say that, listen, before y'all tweak on me, I mean you have to give respect to yourself before you can expect to get that respect from somebody else, because this all ties into loving yourself and understanding that you are enough. You deserve to get as much as you give. Wow, who are you? Who are you? Ah. You are working extremely hard with these people, giving your all to these people, draining your own energy for these people who wouldn't even think twice to do the same for you. No, because in the end, you just end up on your bed crying, bawling your eyes out over somebody who you knew didn't give you that respect. Why? Because you didn't respect yourself enough to have that boundary, to set that boundary. I'm sorry. It sounds so harsh when I say it, but it's like, I just feel like it's the truth. Do you respect yourself enough to set that boundary? Do you respect yourself enough to speak up and set that boundary? Do you respect yourself enough to kick rocks or to pack up when it's not met? That's what it really all comes down to, in my opinion. And I know it's like, dang, like, love myself? Ugh. Because I'm the same way sometimes. I'll be like, oh, self-love, that's kind of hard, you know? Like, that's hard to even, like, know where to begin. But we can get to that in a different video. You gotta start within, bro. With everything, you always have to start within, and I find that so crazy. You have to care about yourself enough to be able to stand up for yourself. And I just feel like if you go through life just being passive all the time, you're never gonna get what you want. You're never gonna get that outcome that you want, that relationship that you want. You're never gonna have that boundary met because you're being passive. You're letting others dim your light. And yes, you are letting others dim your light. They're not doing that to you, you're doing it to yourself. Whether you feel like you're not worthy enough, whether you feel like you can't, like, it's all a mental game, bro. It's all a mental game at the end of the day. And you have to be able to go home at the end of the day and sit with yourself and really think, do I want this cycle to continue, where I'm allowing all these people to constantly disrespect me, constantly disrespect how I feel and disrespect what I expect from them. That's a question you have to ask yourself. Do you want that to continue? Because I promise you, no matter what relationship you get into, unless you fix the issue inwardly within yourself, it's not gonna get fixed. Because you can't expect people who don't meet that boundary at the same time. You can't be like, oh well, on to the next. You can't expect people to get where you're coming from. People can't read minds. That's why I'm saying communication when it comes to boundary setting is so important. You have to speak up. Whether you're afraid or not, you have to speak up. Let people know where you're coming from in a way that's non-confrontational, of course. If you don't speak up, you can't expect those people to get it. You can't expect those people to understand what they did wrong or where they went wrong, because you didn't say anything. You can't stay mute on your issues and then kick that person to the curb because you feel they're not respecting you, right? You go to another person and then expect them to just get you and not expect the same cycle to happen. Because you know what? You didn't say anything before, baby. You didn't set that boundary with that other person. So if you don't set that boundary with this person, this individual, the cycle's gonna keep going. Don't be afraid to stand in how you feel. The best way to not be confrontational about your issues is to say, hey, I feel, or I feel like, did not like when you, hey, I didn't like when, or this made me feel like. I feel like using hey, I feel, or I didn't like when leads for better conversation and less confrontation. That. So, to end this video with a few more points, I would like to give you guys some advice and sum up what I said. Number 1, be confident in your boundary setting. Number 2, you are not crazy. You are not being irrational for setting your boundaries. Number 3, if they cannot respect your boundaries, they can get rocked. Bye. Adios. Number 4, you deserve to be respected. You deserve to have your opinions and your feelings heard. Number 5, don't limit your success. Don't limit your growth for people and individuals who do not understand you, who do not feel where you're coming from. You're gonna find someone who will recognize your boundary, understand your boundary, and respect it. Also, make sure you guys are respecting others' boundaries as well. Because, come on, reciprocity, we need it. I want to end this video by saying that all of this is my opinion. You don't have to take what I say. You don't have to take it as gospel. Yeah, if you guys have any opposing views, or if you guys have anything that I didn't touch upon on this video and you want to share something in the comments, share with others, share with me. We can have a whole conversation, discussion board in the comments, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. They will be left in the description bar below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.